What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Ghost Rider coming at you again, and this time I am at the Swift Transportation Terminal in Syracuse, New York. So I'm gonna flip the screen around and I am at the Swift Transportation Terminal in Syracuse, New York. Now, this is only my second time at this terminal, and there's my truck, Optimus Prime, sitting right there just chilling. So yeah, just under a year ago, just over a year ago, should I say, terminal with my second mentor, Josh. And we were on the far side of the terminal. So if you see those, let me just flip it over. If you see these trailers over here to the right, if you go over to the right and straight down, me and my mentor Josh, we were back there, and he was showing me how to do the different back. So the 45, 90-degree alley dock, the 220 back, and then the blind side. So this is a little historical for me, and it's pretty cool that I got to come back here after a load that I did last night up in Lancaster, New York. And that load was pretty interesting. So I got up there last night, got up to my load assignment, my final, at about 8:15. And by the time I got my door checked in, got my door assignment, it was about 8:30, 8:45. Had about 3 to 4 hours left on my work clock. So I figured I shouldn't take them that long to offload. Because I've been in this place about 3 or 4 times before. So I'm thinking, they were pretty quick to offload me before, so I should be all right. Negative, Ghost Rider. It took them from 8:40, from the time that I got in my dock, I sat there until 3:20 a.m. So not only did I run out my 14-hour clock, I actually stayed on duty and was like -3, maybe 3.5 hours beyond my 14-hour clock, still on duty. And I had to confirm that that was what I was supposed to do from one of the midnight crews, or the ECTs that messaged me back from the Memphis terminal. So I asked him, I was like, hey, I got like an hour and some change left on my 14-hour clock, and they haven't even begun offloading me yet. So what if I run on my 14-hour clock? And they just said, no, just stay on duty and answer the detention messages. So if you don't know what the detention messages are, so when you get to any distribution center or any shipper or receiver, Swift gives them a 2-hour clock to load you or offload you, right? Or you get to be on site, for 2 hours free. And then anything after that, Swift will send the driver, hey, it's now 3 hours. If you've been on site, please respond to this message and tell us what's going on. Or if your load is completed, go ahead and send in your empty call, your Max 6. So, I answered, I think I got 4, maybe 5 messages last night, and I answered them. And again, I was still on duty well past my 14-hour clock, somewhere around 3, maybe close to 4 hours. Yeah, it was a long night. So needless to say, I'm stacked with another load that I'm supposed to pick up from the Kick Customs products in Cortland, New York. It's a very small yard, and it's in the middle of a residential neighborhood, which makes it even more interesting. But that is another site that I was about a little over a year ago. I was with my same mentor, Josh, at that site. So both of these places are a little historic for me. I can't wait to tell Josh that, hey, remember these places we went to? Yeah, I went back. So what's interesting was, so I did a 2-8 split yesterday, and it didn't really work out to my favor. And the 2/8 split is just a sleeper berth split. It worked out at first, but it didn't work out on the back end so much because the shipper kept me like way past where I needed to be at. So whatever. But so basically, after I finished, luckily this place has parking on site, so I was able to personal a PC over to parking area back in, boom, shut down and do my shutdown procedures and get some rest for the night. So I had to do my 10-hour break. And my 10-hour break actually ran over when I was supposed to pick up the load at in Cortland, New York, which is about 45 miles from where I am now. So I sent a message in to my terminal leaders, and I said, hey, I'm not gonna be able to pick up that load on time. I can still run it. It's just gonna be late. So I sent them my Mac 22, letting them know, because I had called the customer, and the customer said, yeah, the receiving yard or the shipping yard down here closes at 1600. So if you're not down here by at least 1530, you're gonna have to pick it up tomorrow. So I'm like, all right. So that's the message that I sent in. So now I look like the butthole because, or maybe possibly, I don't know. So I called the guy back, called that same shipping yard back, maybe a little over an hour ago, and I was trying to figure out what time do they open in the morning, so I can be down there early, because I'm about to, after I make this video, I'm gonna get some sleep, so I can get an early start in the morning. So I called him, and he said, "Oh yeah, the yard opens up between 6 and 7." I'm like, "Well, which one? Is it 6 or 7?" And he was like, "No, between 6 and 7." I was like, "Okay, so you just get there whenever you want." Okay, got it. So I'll get there about 6:30. So then he tells me, "Oh, wait a minute, you're that Swift driver that called early." "Yes, sir, yeah." So then he says, "Oh, you know what? I think the security guard might be there, and he might be able to check you in and get you on your way with your load." I was like, "Yeah, I'm not rolling down there on a mite." I said, "Though I'm bobtailing down there, it's a residential neighborhood. Those roads are kind of tight. Some cars are actually parked on the side." And I was like, "You know what? Not worth it. I'll wait until the morning. I'm pretty sure a lot of those cars will be gone to work. I'll get down there. All I have to do is pick up a load, because I was directed to drop my empty trailer here at the Syracuse terminal. So all I got to do is get up, pre-trip my tractor, head down there, pick up the load, check in, pick up the load, and get on the road back down to Pennsylvania." So shouldn't be too difficult of a day tomorrow. Should be relatively easy. But just know, as I said in a couple other videos, some days in trucking you could be waiting. Some days you could move a little bit. Some days you could move a lot. Some days you're just not moving at all. And the only amount of miles that I got in today was from Lancaster, New York, down here to the Syracuse terminal. That was about 140 miles. That's all I got in today. Well, they're paying me the deadhead for that, so I'm not complaining at all. I just wish I could have gotten that load, because I could have dropped it off today. If everything would have went right with last night's load, I could have dropped it off today, and probably more than likely been sleeping in my own bed next to my gorgeous wife tonight. But hey, again, things didn't work out that way, and I'll just keep it moving in the morning. So I wanted to give a shout out. I'm not going to say his last name, but I'm going to give a shout out to Alvin. Alvin, Alvin has recently graduated the academy in Richmond within the last, I want to say, about 2.5 weeks. And he is now on the road with his mentor. Last I talked to him, which was a few days ago, he was heading out to California, actually. So I know he had 2 long loads. I think one was, I want to say, New Mexico or Arizona, and the other one was up to Cali. So Alvin, if you get a chance to catch this video in between your runs, hey, I'm rooting for you, brother. You will be fine, as we talked about before. Just take your time, listen to your mentor, and he will guide you right. You'll be okay. And then I'm pretty sure you'll be making videos and teaching those who are coming behind you. All right, so with that being said, this is the Ghost Rider. here in Syracuse, New York at the Swift Transportation Terminal. Me and Optimus Prime. Optimus something. We are signing out. Y'all have a good night. Y'all be safe out there. Ghost Rider out.